Hello, it's so lovely to see you. Grab your comfort blanket while I tell you two stories about something we don't often talk about, inherited shame. Don't worry, you may be smiling at the end. Once upon a time, there was a little girl. Every morning, her dad dropped her off at school. Now, Dad loved her dearly. He gave her everything he could. But, let's just say, Dad's hair hadn't seen a barber in a while. And his clothes? Well, they were more vintage charity shop. So every time he waved goodbye, the girl noticed people staring. She thought they were staring at her. Cue, inherited shame. She carried that embarrassment inside her. One day, she made a friend in class. The friend asked, "Can I come to your house to play?" So off her friend skipped to ask her mum, who was smiling until she saw Dad at the gate. Smile gone, invitation retracted. Ouch. The little girl thought, nobody likes how my dad looks. Nobody wants to be my friend because of him. That shame went straight into her little heart. As she grew up, she wanted to tell Dad how she felt. But how do you say, your old tracksuit gave me trauma? Especially when Dad's philosophy was, looks don't matter. What counts is inside. Noble, yes. But let's be real. In the world of Perfect Village, people do judge the cover of the book, and his daughter was the one paying the price. She bottled it up, but the bottle got heavy. Years later, she realized she was carrying shame that was never hers to begin with. The realization came when she started notebooking, writing down her feelings, sorting through them. On paper, she saw it clearly. This wasn't her shame, it wasn't even his. It was society's projections, and once she named it, the weight began to lift. That's the power of notebooking. It helps you hand back what was never yours. Now let's talk about another little girl. Every time she turned on the TV, the only images she saw of people who looked like her were negative, criminal, burden, problem. After a while, she thought, if that's what the world says about people like me, maybe that's who I am. She even overheard people gossiping on the street saying how people like her were taking all the biscuits or making the shelves look messy. It sounds silly, but the impact was real. She didn't feel proud of herself. She didn't feel like people who looked like her were respected. Cue, inherited shame again, carried quietly, without her even knowing. As an adult, she looked back and thought, hold up, that shame was never mine. That was the media projecting onto me. She realized she'd been wearing a heavy coat that didn't even fit. And again, notebooking helped. Writing down who she really was versus who the world told her she was allowed her to take that coat off and hand it back. That's the moment she reclaimed herself. Here's the thing, some of us walk around saying, I don't care what anyone thinks of me. And if that's genuinely true, amazing. But most of the time, that's not freedom, that's compensation. Because deep down we do care. And even if you don't, chances are your loved ones still do. Because being human means wanting to be accepted and fit in. So when you notice yourself shrinking or carrying embarrassment that isn't really yours, pause, grab a notebook, ask, is this really my shame or did I inherit it? Sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is hand back what was never ours to carry in the first place. And trust me, the people in Perfect Village, they're carrying their own stuff too. They just hide it better behind matching curtains and pruned gardens. So yes, grab that comfort blanket, but also grab a notebook. Laverne Kandapa Ward has some great ones to help you start your journey. And maybe, just maybe, you'll find yourself handing back a little shame you never needed to hold.